Eish, Evrom, Veris, Feresh. Ah, yes, good. No. Yes, that is what. Hello. If you can see this, if you can hear me, my name is Galeas Seeker. I am a troubadour of dawn, a knight errant, and part of what I like to do is gather stories and tell them. This story, it's an old story. It's a well-known story, because so many of our stories come from Highguard, and this is a highborn story. This is the story of Atun and Atuman, navigators of Highguard. In fact, these two are the reason that Highguard exists. So, let's start our story where it began, back in the ancient lands of what would become the Highborn. There was, we believe now, some religious disputes going on, differing religions. The two scions of one of these religions, Atun and Atuman. Atun in particular foresaw calamity coming to their civilization, a doom that they would not be able to ignore or overcome. And they, through their visionary abilities, through their wisdom, they divined that the best thing to do for them, for their people, was to leave. Not to stay, not to try and weather it out, but to leave, to isolate themselves. It was not an easy journey, not in the slightest. Atun had the plan, the vision, the means to navigate, to guide them. Atuman had the voice, the charisma, the means to get people to follow them. Because when you are setting off on an expedition like this, you need people to follow you. They gathered people. They gathered ships. Great fleet of them. A fleet the likes of which has not been seen for many, many years. They crammed as many people as they could aboard those ships, and they left their old lands. For lands anew, lands they did not know what they were. But they trusted Atun. They trusted Atuman. For Atuman was the friendly, charismatic leader, and Atun was the wise visionary who knew what she was doing and had a plan. They led their people. They led them through hardships, across waters unknown. There was a point where 3 of the ships of their fleets came down with an illness. They had to decide what to do. If they passed the sick around to get them to more healers, they risked the illness spreading. If they didn't, they risked the people dying on those ships and losing them entirely. Atuman wanted, more than anything, to get those people help, to bring them to healers. Atun, on the other hand, left them quarantined. Because while losing 3 ships would be a tragedy, losing the entire fleet would be worse. It's not really said what happened to those 3 ships, whether they were lost or whether they were recovered. Tales from that time are hard to get details on, facts. Thanks to Nicovar's burning of them. But they did get through it. They did make it to a new land. They came into the Bay of Katazar, and they set down a place now known as Necropolis. It is as fair a place as any, I suppose, to land. It was the beginning of a new people, a new place for them. Beginning of Highguard and the Highborn. Beginning of what would one day become the Way. But Atun, the great navigator who led them, who read the stars and seas and guided them to this new land, she never set foot on it. No one knows why. She stayed for 3 days, discussing with their leaders, getting the provisions back onto land, getting the people onto land. She stayed for 3 days, and then she departed with what was left of the fleet. It is unknown what happened to Atun. Atuman became a great leader amongst the highborn people. Now, this is the story of the beginning of Highguard, and it is not my story, and it's not a story I know particularly well. I'm not highborn. But Atun and Atuman were worthy of being named Paragons of wisdom and ambition. Their story should be known to more people. That's why I tell it now. So people can learn it, so people can hear it, and people can go out and learn it for themselves. To see the stories and texts and songs that have been written about these inspirational people. So that they too can be virtuous in their example. So whether your virtue is wisdom, as Atun's was, ambition, as Atuman's was, or one of the 5 others, courage, loyalty, prosperity, pride and vigilance, all of which are important, I would like you to go forth and be virtuous in whatever path you take. To learn something from the example of Atun and Atuman and all the other Paragons and Exemplars. Right, now can I switch this thing off? Yawn. Yawn.